Tonight, I'm showing you how I make my own homemade beef jerky. Beef jerky is just one of those snack food staples that I just have to have in my backpack whenever I'm going on a backpacking trip or a camping trip. It's full of protein, it boosts your energy, and I mean, let's be honest, it tastes delicious. So let's get into it. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is get yourself a piece of meat, about 3 pounds, 2 to 3 pounds of top round or any round beef. Something that preferably has a lot less fat content than normal steaks that you buy. That's going to be the best for this recipe for beef jerky. Normally, it's always good practice to put your meat in the freezer for about 30 minutes just to harden it. It makes it a little bit easier to cut. But if you've got a sharp knife, you're all good. You shouldn't have a problem. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to slice your meat into nice, I guess about 1/4 inch slices. And that's going to dry up the best in the dehydrator. So something just like this here is a good, I don't know if you can focus, is a good thickness. That should be good. And then once you're done slicing them, you're going to want to throw them in a, any bowl that you have. So now that we've got our meat cut up and placed in our bowl, we're going to start preparing our marinade. So we're going to start with a 1/4 cup of light or soy sauce, normal soy sauce. I probably should have just took the top off. So there's our 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Add that to the mix. Set that aside. Now, next you're going to want 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. So 2 tablespoons of that. Then we're going to go with 2 tablespoons of liquid smoke. So 2 tablespoons of liquid smoke. Don't overdo it because this stuff really does go a long way. It's extremely potent, but you guys probably already knew that. There we go. And then you're going to want to go with 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And make sure you pack it in there really good. That'll add some sweetness. Balance out the saltiness of everything too. Yeah, I'll put a little bit extra in there. No big deal. And then you're going to want to go with 2 teaspoons of salt. Right now I'm using pretty large grain salt. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of onion salt or onion powder. Then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder or garlic salt. And then just to add a little kick, we're going to add 1 teaspoon, or if you want it a little bit more, of paprika powder or ground paprika. Now, when that's all done, you can go in there with your hands and get it really nice and mixed up. Make sure everything's blended in. Don't be shy. It shouldn't be thin enough where it falls apart while you're doing this. Oh my God, guys. It's already smelling so good. You can just imagine how it's going to taste. So now once you've done showing it some TLC and massaging it and whispering to it to really get those flavors in. Yeah, now you're going to want to grab some saran wrap and just saran wrap your bowl. So it's nice and somewhat airtight, so the flavors really stay in there. So once you've got your bowl covered with saran wrap, you're going to want to put it in the fridge for a minimum of 8 hours. Overnight is fine. That's usually what I do, because usually I make my beef jerky in the evening and then I take care of the rest the next morning. So tomorrow I'll see you guys and we will throw these bad boys in the dehydrator. So what's up, guys? It's the next day and today is dehydration day. The beef has been marinating for about, I'd say about 24 hours. It's just because I had things to do today, so I couldn't get around to getting them in the dehydrator earlier, but it's no problem. The longer they marinate, the more flavorful they're gonna be. So let's get these things prepared and get them in the dehydrator. So the first step is you're gonna wanna line your counter or your cutting board with a piece of saran wrap. Just like this, lay it flat. And then you're gonna wanna grab pieces of beef jerky and evenly spaced, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna tenderize them with this tool right here, a meat tenderizer, and they will flatten out and take up more space. And I was also thinking that depending on how much, like getting flat, how much bigger they get, I think I might even just slice them in half and put them in the dehydrator, just so it's more, I guess, bite-sized pieces. And then you're going to want to grab another piece of saran wrap. And lay it just over top. Make sure you kind of seal it a little bit, because hitting these might splash. So now, using this tool, you're going to want to beat the devil out of it. Just get mad at it. So now, after you've pounded the meat, you're going to want to lay it down in your dehydrator in nice, about, I'd say, ½ an inch apart or so. So just layer them in there real nice. And like I said, I have chopped some up in half, just so they're more bite-sized pieces. There we go. So once you've got your meat tenderized and placed, spaced out evenly in the trays of the dehydrator, you're gonna wanna set your temperature to the highest that your dehydrator can go. For example, mine goes up to 160 Fahrenheit. So I'll set it for that temperature for a minimum of 4 hours. After 4 hours, I'll come in and start checking on pieces, make sure everything's going okay. If there are any that are ready, I will take those pieces out and let the other ones keep going. And one thing I do want to mention, which I do sometimes still forget, is don't forget that the top tray has to be the one with the hole that's closed off here. This is the top tray, so just don't forget. And then obviously, don't forget your top. Let the dehydrating begin. Woo! All right, guys, so it's been 4 hours. My dehydrator just went off about 2 minutes ago. And yes, I have snuck a little piece just as a tester, and they came out great. I'll show you right now. They look great. So what you want is a nice bend, but not breaking, so not brittle, just enough to be able to bend it. We'll give it a taste here. Oh yeah. This is what you want. This is the bee's knees, man. The bee's knees. So, honestly, this is a great recipe. It's extremely easy to make, extremely affordable, and honestly, it just makes for a great backpacking snack or camping snack or whatever. It's just a great snack in general. Thank you for checking out this video. If you liked it and enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And until next time, see you on the summit. Adios.